This is Varity, a little ball that recently became very famous, with a horror-style video created by a YouTuber, that mob. And honestly, I really wanted to play this mod, but most of the ones I found online weren't even that cool. So today I decided that I'm going to create my own Varity mod, including his 3D models, monsters, and abilities. Okay, to start, there's something very important about Varity. He's a perfect ball, and we're in Minecraft, a world made of cubes. That's going to cause some problems down the line. Well, I have a few ideas for creating Varity. First, we could make a ball shaped out of cubes, which would look kind of ugly, or a sphere made of rotated cubes, which would still look kind of Minecraft style. Or the last option. I open Blockbench, click on an option called Create Sphere, and there you go, perfect. This last option seems like the perfect solution, but creating a sphere can cause some problems when it comes to building the mod. Problems I'm not really up for solving. So I tried creating a few spheres in the app I always use, and I realized that making a perfect sphere is a lot harder than I thought. The first sphere I tried to make was one made of rotated cubes. I've used that a few times on the channel before, but the problem is you get these pointy corners, and I don't like that. The second one was a square sphere. I won't even comment on that one, just forget it. I also tried asking AI to rotate the cubes for me in a different way, and it left everything kind of inverted. I mean, it's an AI, so it doesn't get things quite right, but as far as cubes go, it was the best one so far. The problem with that sphere was the texture. There's no way to use a nice texture because it's made of a bunch of tiny cubes. And like I said, my last option was to come here, click this button, create a perfect sphere. There, we have a sphere, and I can decide what size the cubes should be. So you might be thinking, wow, perfect. Look, there's Varity all done, but there's a problem. This sphere wasn't made out of little cubes, and the app I use to create mods only accepts cubes. It's kind of hard to explain in a simple way. If you make mods, you know what I'm talking about. This sphere I just created is a mesh, which is different from cubes, so that's a problem. But like I said, I had a solution for that. I needed to make another mod that could render the mesh. The only people who are going to understand this part are also people who make mods. So since I don't know how to code, I asked AI for help, and here's the code. I'll leave it on screen in case anyone wants to see it. And well, after a long time, I managed to get mcreator, which is the app I use to accept this sphere. There's a sphere here in Minecraft. It was really hard to pull that off. Besides that, I also created the animations for it. In this case, for Varity. When he's jumping, for example, he'll do this bounce, you know? Kind of like a spring. And when moving forward, he'll roll. I know Varity doesn't actually walk, but I think it's interesting to have that, especially if he's going to be a mob. And look, when he jumps, it looks really cute. But you probably noticed that Varity doesn't have a face. That's a problem, but I'm going to make him a face right now. And to make these little faces, I'm going to take inspiration from the original's face. There's a YouTuber who released a mod. That's the YouTuber on screen right now. And I'm going to try to make something similar to that. So I created each little face one by one until we had all 6. And going back, here in Minecraft, I now have all the versions of Verity's little faces. Normal mouth, open mouth, bored when he falls on the ground. Normal mouth but evil, and open mouth but evil. It seems like the mod is basically ready, but no, this is only about 10% of it, because I still need the option to pick him up. Right now, he's nothing. He's just a thing sitting on the ground that doesn't interact, doesn't do anything. I also want to make him talk. And lastly, I'm also going to make his monster version, that big scary version. Alright, so now our next step is going to be the interactions with Varity. And for that, I'm going to leave this Minecraft here and go into my mods page in mcreator. Now, I'm going to come here to our Varity code, and I'm going to update this code to make him work. Alright, cool. I asked an AI for help with this programming part. It's already opening another Minecraft. Yeah, I've got 2 Minecrafts open here, but that's just how making mods is. You end up with a bunch of things open. I'm just going to leave the Minecraft window on screen. I've got a bunch of test worlds, and I'm going to check in real time with you guys to see how this functional part of Varity turned out. Okay, it's right here next to me. The texture looks bad. Actually, it looks really bad. I'm going to have to change that later. This square here shouldn't exist. Well, I want to see if I can pick him up in my hand. Alright, I'm already able to pick him up and put him down in my hand like I wanted. The name is wrong. He can't be called item.yt.verity. That's the code name of my mod, alright? Okay, I want to drop him here on the ground. I set it up so that when I hit him, he'd get angry. Okay, I don't know. I feel like he's kind of big. I think I'm gonna have to change some things, but at least the main part, which is picking him up, already works. And throwing him far away too. In that case, I can throw him so he falls, or I can just place him nicely on the ground the way the original creator does it, you know? He places him here, look, all nice, or you throw him really far. I also added an option for him to get bored if I stand still here for a while. So I'm going to stand still here to see if he gets bored. There, he got bored. It took a little while. Actually, it didn't take that long. He got bored pretty fast. I hit him, pick him up in my hand. Perfect. And lastly, I have a key to talk to him. If I press this key, he'll hear me. Come on, let me test it. Hey, Varity, you good? Can you hear me? Varity? Huh, it's not working. Oh, there. Wow, there's a delay. It's taking a long time for him to respond, but it's working. But like I said, there's still no voice coming out of him or anything like that. That's going to be a bit tricky. I'll fix it later. Oh, I can also push him. Look, he has physics. That's cool. He actually spins like a little ball. Now for the adjustments I noticed. So, Varity, you good? He's taking too long to speak. speak. And when he does speak, he has no voice at all. Second, the texture looks ugly. There are some pixels here. I'll fix that up. And then I think once we move on to his AI, so he can respond to me, we can already work on the monster. Yeah, I don't have my skin on here because this is the test version of Minecraft. Okay, let me go back to my original Minecraft here. There, I made some changes, and now it's better. Here's the thing, I made Verity tiny. Look at that. Before he was a big, huge blob. I also improved the texture. I gave him a whole clean texture. Yeah, now he's just one solid color. I also added some commands, in this case, to start everything up. We type /Verity start or Verity stop to cancel the ARG. You know the story? If we want to start playing the game with Verity, we type /Verity start. He'll spawn right here calmly, and we can already press the button to talk to him. So, Verity, you good? Then he already starts talking. I haven't added the voice part yet, but the delay is a lot shorter now. For now, he's peaceful. If I hit him, he gets angry. I still haven't decided when or when not he'll become aggressive. For now, he's not aggressive. Unless I come here and type /Verity attack. Then he'll start attacking me, look. And he comes at me with this little face. And now I'm gonna work on his voice. And then, lastly, we're gonna make that monster real quick. I improved his physics. Yeah, it's way cooler now. When I throw him far, watch what happens. He falls and keeps bouncing. Before, he wouldn't go that far. And it depends on the angle I'm looking at. If I'm looking down, he'll just fall close by here, right? If I'm looking up, he'll go way up and land where I was standing. And if I run, jump, and throw him really far, he goes way out there. Look at where he ends up. And he also has collision with blocks. If I come here and throw him, look, he'll hit that, bounce back, he'll collide with the blocks. It really turned out cool. So now I'm going to work on his lines. This part was really hard because it's also a programming part. I was thinking about how I could pull this off. I've used some AI voice websites for a long time now, so I grabbed my 11 Labs API and put it into MCreator. So it uses 11 Labs voice for responses, okay? I did some tests here, and I want to see if it's working, if it's picking up my microphone. Look, I set it up, so I press J, and I configured Verity's AI using 11 Labs, Gemini, and the voice. Obviously, I'm not going to release this because I had to pay to have these AIs, so it would end up getting expensive. Let's test it. Go. Yeah, hi Verity. My game froze. Hold on. Hi Verity, you good? Huh? He's not saying anything. Hold on. Okay, no, it's not working. I'm testing it through the text part here too. Ah, we're in a plains biome. Nice and open. Perfect for building or running around out there. He responded, but no voice came out. I think I'm test. Oh, he's responding. Let me check here. F6. Whoa, sound testing. I can hear it. He can hear me. It's just that he's not able to respond. Ah, I think it might be this here. Look, test. Okay, that caused a lot of problems. I had to configure things here. The APIs weren't working. I used this AI, and I set one up specifically for Minecraft. And for the brain and thinking part, I used this one from Gemini. Like I said, I won't be able to release these to you guys because they're paid and they cost money. Imagine a lot of people using it. I'd go broke, man. Verity, can you give me some diamonds? He did it. Dude, he gave me diamonds, man. Verity, take me to the nearest village. Let's see. It took him a bit. Well, yeah, he did take me, right? It's just that it's not exactly where I wanted. Okay, it's working. I think I'm gonna add a little thing down here because when I press to talk to Verity, I don't know if I'm actually talking to him or not. For example, Verity, what's 2 + 2? I talked to him, but no message shows up here saying so. Look, I'm going to make a few adjustments here to improve that. And I'm thinking about improving his AI. So he starts getting angry and randomly starts talking about the monsters and everything else. Let's see if we can pull that off. Before we move on to the last part, which is the monster, I'm going to set up a voice for Verity first. We just have to pick one that fits him. I've got several voices here to use. Right now, I'm using this one here. Look.
Well, hello there. Step into my lab.
But maybe I think that with a smaller little character, this one here would fit better, like a little gnome.
Grimblewood Thornwhisker at your...
I'm going to test this one. I'm going to put it here. Look, in place of his voice, I'll put this voice. This whole AI and setup part is going to be done before starting Verity's lore. And I can't use the original voice from Deathmob's video because that guy there is, well, it's a real person's voice. I can't just go around copying his voice, you know? So it's tricky. And now, before I show you guys the final result with the voice and everything working, let's make the monster. All right, let's go. I'm going to start by adding the body part here. Stretch it down here, stretch out the details, pull here, another cube, and more details. Now the belly part, one more cube and more details. Now the leg, stretch, one more time, finish off the shin and the foot. Now the little toe, activate all the toes, select the whole leg, and duplicate it to the other side, the neck. Now here, I'm going to make the mouth and face parts, which is really hard. He's going to have a smile here, look, kind of like the original, a bit curved. Activate the arm, pull, now the hand, activate the finger one more time, and lastly here, and it's just a matter of duplicating these fingers across the whole hand. And lastly, duplicate the arm to the other side. Well, and I think everything's once finished to actually play the Verity mod. Comment down below what you guys thought of my Verity monster. I've got this monster here, which is kind of the original from the creator. I downloaded it from that YouTuber I mentioned before, who did a collab with Deathmob. The difference is it wasn't animated. I'm the one who made this animation. Turned out cool, right? But I'm not gonna use this one because it's not mine. I'm gonna use the one I made, right? That makes sense. But let's get started here. I'm gonna show you guys real quick how the mod works. I give this command called Verity start so we can start the game. He'll be here knocking on the box, and then when I right click, it'll open. It'll play that animation of the box rising and Verity appearing. All right, he appeared here. He's already a bit dizzy. He's going to get angry, and then he's going to
Hello,
talk.
I'm Verity, your personal assistant. Ask me anything. I know everything.
Yeah, he talked really fast because like I said, this is an AI. It's not like the original video where the guy hired a voice actor, especially because there's no way to have a person in here talking the whole time, right? And then I can talk to him if I press here. Look, for example, Verity, I'm wanting to start playing survival, so could you give me some wood and some stone? Because I'm feeling lazy.
Feeling lazy, huh? Let me help you with that so we can start this adventure right away. I'll try to get us some wood.
So basically, he gives me what I asked for. If I stay here for a while without talking to him, I also set him up to always look at me. Look, so he'll always be facing my direction. I'm going to pick him up here in my hand. One detail, he's kind of dark up on top because of my shaders. Yeah, normally he'd be light colored like this, but I like these shaders here. Yeah, it's literally mine. I'm the one who made it. So it has some bugs, you know, since I'm not a great shader creator, but that's fine. One of Verity's functions is, in this case, leaving him alone. He'll get bored, and then he'll start getting a bit angry with me. Let's wait for him to get bored. Go on. There, he got bored, and now maybe he'll get a little angry with me because I stayed here about 5 minutes without talking to him. He gets jealous. Let me go back. There, Verity, I'm back. Can you find a village for me and take me there?
Wow, you finally remembered I exist? I thought you'd forgotten all about me here by myself, but that's okay. I'll try to take us to a really nice village.
He brought us here to the village, but you can tell he's already a bit angry, right? Because I went a while without talking to him. And not only that, but he also gets angry when I hit him. You can see he makes this angry face. Then he goes back to normal. Look, hit him once, twice, in this case, 3-4 times. And let me try asking him for something. Verity, where can I find diamonds? Can you find a cave for me to find diamonds?
Look, with the way you've been treating me, I shouldn't even help you. But since you asked, I'll try to track down some diamonds for you.
You can tell he's starting to get a little angrier. I think if I slap him one more time, he's gonna start hitting me back. No, there. Yeah, he started getting angry with me. See that? He's gonna chase me. I know this isn't in the original, but I think it's interesting for him to get angry with you. Okay, sorry, Verity, I won't hit you anymore. Look, let's do this. Give me a bit of diamond then. Let's see if he stops. And he stopped, stopped.
I'll accept your apology and give you one more chance, but don't do it again. I'll try to get those diamonds for you as proof that we can start over.
There, done. You can tell he's really jealous and pretty toxic. Like, don't hit me, but let's start being friends again here, huh? And if I hit him again and again endlessly, man, it takes forever. It's because this would have to happen during an actual survival playthrough, right? During survival mode. By the way, if you guys want me to make a whole video just playing with Verity in survival mode, if this video gets a lot of likes, I'll do it, okay? So go ahead, hit there, done, and now he's turned into the monster. So now, it's Verity the monster. He's gonna run after me. Look, his running animation turned out really awesome. Dude, look at this. Let me take off my resistance here. He does a lot of damage. Look at this, and he's really fast too. Well, but that's it. The mod turned out pretty complete. It has artificial intelligence, it gives you things, talks to you, and turns into a monster. So if you guys want me to play it, I'll play it. Yeah, and I'm not going to post the mod's download because like I said, there's this part here. Look, I can't release this to you guys because I have to spend money on this, so there'd be no way, right? I'd go broke. But yeah, I hope you guys liked it. That's it.